Hi. I want to share with you the second part to the whole game-changing practice when it comes to beating depression. And if you haven't watched it yet, go back and watch the video that I made last week where I share something big that works for me with my depression, and I will put the link below for that video. So the second thing I want to share with you that's going to help fight depression, I want you to hear me out, okay? You may find it difficult to do at first, but it's going to be easier the more that you practice it, and it's going to change everything, I promise you. So first, I want to remind you of something, and then I'll tell you why it's going to be a big part in overcoming your depression. Are you ready? Here it is. Cultivating a thought process of gratitude. I know, wait, hear me out. You're going to already dismiss it, and you're either going to think that it's too hard to do in the midst of your depression, and I get that, or you're going to downplay the powerfulness of it. Let me explain something to you. From someone who has struggled with depression for decades, I can tell you that this has helped me immensely. And actually, when I start to practice this, it stops my depressed thoughts pretty quickly. So here's some background as to why this is going to work. We know that the Bible tells us over and over and over again to be thankful, to show gratitude. But why does it say that? It's not because God is this egotistical, demanding being from heaven that is demanding that you give him recognition for all that he's given you, like some overworked mom barking at her ungrateful kids. It's because he wants the best for us. He has this good plan to give us an abundant life if we follow his lead. And he knows that our minds are a spiritual battleground for the enemy to try to drag us down into depression and into dark thoughts. The enemy tries to get us to fixate on the worst parts of our lives. God also knows that gratitude is the key to pushing out all the thoughts that the enemy wants to overwhelm us with. Try this. Write it down in a journal, on a piece of paper somewhere, and put it somewhere safe where you're going to remember it. Start writing down all the things that you're grateful for. Trust me, I know it doesn't seem like it right now when you're in the midst of depression, but you have things to be thankful for. And it's probably best to do it now. If you're not feeling depressed today, do it today so you can clearly think of all the things that you're grateful for. The reason why it's best to write it down is because statistics show that we remember things better when we write it down. Even just one time, we'll remember it better. It'll stick in our heads better. Now that I've written mine down and I've done this as a practice, I have them kind of in the back of my head. I can start and it can snowball from there. So I like to go for a walk, weather permitting. Just go for a walk. The fresh air is good for you. Just the exercise, even if it's just a little bit, even walking at a slow pace, it really helps your depression. But then start thinking all the things that you are thankful for. I have a home. Start with simple things, and then just ask God to keep helping you remember all the things to be thankful for. If you can, weather permitting, try to stand in your yard in your bare feet. There's science behind that about grounding and just kind of being one with the earth. Look that up because that's good information. But it'll help you get to a better spot and away from depression sooner and be able to just think things more clearly. If you can't get out of your house or your office, try to find a quiet place. Lock yourself away from your kids. Go to the bathroom in the office. A lot of offices will have like a mother's room or some other quiet room, meditation room. Find yourself a quiet place. Even if you have to go out to the parking lot and sit in your car, go out there and just so that you don't have anything else distracting you. Turn off your phone. Give yourself space to breathe and think and start going through your list of things to be grateful for. And remember to call out to Jesus, because he wants to be there to help you. And he can help keep the enemy at bay while you're going down your list of things. Because remember, the enemy is going to try to get you to think there's nothing good in your life. Don't look at the good. All it is bad, disappointment, negative, and you're going to have to fight through that. And Jesus wants to be able to help you through that. So remember to pray before you start your list. Each thing that you list, when you get to that point, and you think about, thank you that I have a home. Start thinking about what it would be like if you didn't. So that helps you to think more thankfully. You start thinking a little bit more gratefully. And the next thing on your list, start thinking of someone that's in your life. Think of a time, like mentally go there and think of a time where they helped you or they were a light in your life. So remember, I said that it's going to be hard to start this practice, and that's because the enemy is going to keep coming and filling your mind full of things, full of reasons why you shouldn't be grateful, and you're going to have to fight that. But once you start this practice and you keep doing it, every time you start to be depressed, you actually train your mind to look for the good and start naming off the good, and not just name it off. Lord God, thank you that you've given me this. Thank you that you've given me that. Thank you that this didn't happen, and things might not be the greatest right now, but you have given me this, or in the past you have saved me from that. Start saying those things out loud and the enemy will flee. The enemy cannot stand to hear you praising God. So it might be a little bit difficult to start this task, to start this practice. It's always hardest to worship when you're feeling crummy and you're feeling like nothing is going right. But if you can just pray for help and he gets you to that point where you do thank him, where you do sing out and worship, just even if you don't feel like singing along, play the music. Play the music, shut out the negativity. Go back to my video that I made last week about step 1 was a big game changer, and start following those practices, and that's going to make a big difference in your life. But for now, I just want to promise you something. If you start making this a practice, it is going to change your life. This is a tremendous weapon against depression. Depression is a lot of things, but the biggest thing is that it's spiritual warfare. It's something that the enemy is using to get to you, because if he can destroy your life, if he can make you ungrateful, you will turn away from your Creator and you will start making bad decisions and live a way that is going to be even more harmful to you. Trust me on this. I know, I wish I could tell you every bad decision that I've ever made because of depression or not feeling worthy, and Jesus came along and changed all of that. You don't want to hear this story.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Just please trust me on this. Jesus is the difference between me wanting to leave this planet and me having an abundant life and feeling healed and whole and wanting to help other people and to show love and to give them hope. So I hope this has been some sort of blessing to you, and I just thank you for tuning in, and I just want to ask you, don't give up. Don't give up. The world needs you. We need you. We need people like you. You have a purpose here. Pray to God and let him lead you. I hope you have a great day. Bye.